You might think it's normal, tossing and turning at night, waking up tired, even after 8 hours in bed, feeling your energy fade little by little, like a candle burning too low. But what if I told you that the real reason so many seniors struggle with sleep and with energy isn't just getting old? It's because we've forgotten how to listen to the body's nightly rituals. Long before medications, long before sleep clinics and special mattresses, there were simple traditions passed down through generations. Ways to prepare the body for rest, not by forcing it, but by inviting it. The truth is, your body already knows how to sleep deeply. It's been wired into your nervous system since the day you were born. But after decades of stress, injuries, heartbreak, and daily battles, those pathways grow dusty, neglective, and without realizing it, you drift further and further from the deep, healing sleep you deserve. The good news? It only takes a few minutes each night to begin clearing those old paths again. No pills, no machines, just a few gentle movements, a few tender moments with yourself before bed. Movements that tell your heart, your lungs, your blood, it's safe to slow down now. It's safe to rest. Movements that send a ripple through your entire body, a ripple that says, you are still cared for. In this video, I'm going to show you the forgotten art of bedtime healing. The 7 sacred areas on your body. The ones modern science now recognizes as key to calming your mind, improving your circulation, and extending your life. Stay with me, because once you understand this, once you feel it for yourself, you'll never look at bedtime or aging the same way again. If you stay with me through this video, I promise you something simple but powerful. You won't just hear another list of sleep tips you've already tried and given up on. You won't be handed another impossible set of rules that feels like a burden instead of a blessing. Instead, I'm going to show you a forgotten art. A handful of small, gentle habits that take just a few minutes each night and yet ripple through your entire body like a quiet wave of healing. Simple practices that respect the wisdom of your body, that work with your aging heart, your changing blood vessels, your quieter nervous system, not against them. You see, aging doesn't rob you of the ability to heal, only ask you to heal differently, more tenderly, more mindfully. And that's what we're about to rediscover together. I'll walk with you step by step with no judgment, no harsh expectations, just gentle invitations to try one thing and then another until sleep feels less like a battle and more like a natural return home. Along the way, I'll also share the latest scientific findings from places like Harvard Medical School and Mayo Clinic. Not to overwhelm you with jargon, but to reassure you, these simple actions aren't folk tales. They are rooted in real changes happening inside your brain, your blood, your breath. And perhaps even more importantly, I'll share the quiet stories of people just like you, who struggled, who doubted, who hesitated, and then found a way to reclaim their nights, one small touch at a time. Because this isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring where you are right now and giving your body the support it's been quietly asking for, maybe for years. If you have ever laid awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if this is just how life has to be now, if you've ever woken up feeling more tired than when you went to bed, and wondered if your best days are behind you, then this message is for you. Because better sleep, deeper healing, more peaceful mornings, they are not gone. They are not lost. They are simply waiting to be invited back. And it begins with 7 simple touch points. 7 quiet gifts you can offer yourself before sleep. 7 moments to tell your body, you are still loved. You are still strong. You are still capable of waking up tomorrow feeling lighter, clearer, and more alive. Stay with me. Tonight could be the night everything begins to change. Quietly, gently, naturally. And it all starts with the next small step you choose to take. Walter used to be the kind of man who never thought much about sleep. For most of his life, he fell into bed at night and woke up ready to face the day. No big rituals, no tossing, no worrying. Just simple, solid rest, the way it used to be when the world felt slower, quieter. But something began to change when he crossed into his late 70s. At first it was subtle. An extra hour spent staring at the ceiling some nights. Waking up once or twice to shift his aching legs. A heavy feeling in his chest that no amount of coffee could shake the next morning. He shrugged it off at first. It's just age, he told himself, tightening his bathrobe around him one chilly morning as he shuffled into the kitchen. It's normal. But the nights kept stretching longer. The mornings kept feeling heavier. Walter found himself sitting on the edge of his bed some nights, staring at his own hands in the dark, wondering why something as simple as natural as sleep now felt so far away. Friends began to notice the change before he did. He nodded off during lunch at the community center. He skipped his beloved Sunday morning garden walks. He stopped laughing as much, stopped telling his favorite jokes. It wasn't depression, he insisted. He didn't feel sad, exactly. Just dull. Tired in a way that seeped into his bones. And underneath it all, a quiet fear he rarely dared to name. Is this how it starts? The slow slipping away? Walter's doctor suggested sleeping pills. He tried them for a week, but woke up feeling groggier, clumsier, and even less like himself. The side effects scared him more than the sleeplessness. He tried lavender sprays, special pillows, meditation apps that spoke in soothing voices. Nothing lasted. Nothing reached that deep place inside him that needed healing, not just distraction. One afternoon, sitting on a bench at the park, Walter struck up a conversation with an old neighbor he hadn't seen in years. Margaret, a lively woman in her 80s whose eyes still twinkled with life. When he mentioned his struggles with sleep, Margaret just smiled, a knowing, gentle smile. "You don't need more gadgets, Walter," she said. "You need to remember how to talk to your own body again." He blinked, puzzled. She explained that she had faced the same restless nights years before, until an old friend taught her a handful of small, ancient habits. Movies and touches before bed. Not exercises. Not chores. Just quiet conversations between her hands and her heart. "They're like telling your body," she said, "it's safe now, you can rest." Skeptical but desperate, Walter agreed to try. That night, instead of fighting his restlessness with TV or pacing, he sat quietly on his bed. He placed one hand over his chest and simply breathed. He rubbed slow circles into his lower back, his legs, his feet. He paid attention to the places that felt forgotten, places that hadn't been touched with kindness in years. It wasn't magic. It wasn't instant. But something shifted. A small warmth unfurled beneath his ribs. His breath slowed. And for the first time in what felt like forever, Walter drifted into sleep without even realizing it. The next morning, he didn't jump out of bed like a young man, but he did something more precious. He smiled. Not because all his problems had vanished, but because he had found a door he thought was locked forever, and he had opened it gently from within. Walter kept going. Every night, small rituals. Some nights better than others. But with each passing week, he woke up a little clearer, a little lighter, a little more like himself. And in those quiet, tender moments before sleep, he realized something even deeper. Aging wasn't the enemy. Neglect was. Our bodies don't stop loving us as we grow older. They simply grow quieter. They wait, patiently, faithfully, for us to come back, to listen, to touch, to care. Walter's story isn't unique. It's happening in senior centers, in quiet bedrooms, in tired living rooms around the world. And it can happen for you too. All it takes is learning the language your body still speaks, even when the world forgets how to listen. Stay with me, because tonight we're going to remember that language together. You might be wondering right now, why would a few simple touches or slow breaths or gentle movements before bed make such a difference? After all, if you've been struggling with poor sleep, low energy, or endless nights of tossing and turning, it's easy to think, how could something this small change anything? But here's the beautiful, overlooked truth. Your body is not broken. It's not failing you. It's simply trying to survive the only way it knows how. When you were younger, your nervous system could easily flip between alertness and relaxation. You could work hard all day, crash into bed, and wake up restored. Your heart, your lungs, your muscles, they were resilient. They didn't need much coaxing to shift into healing mode. But as the years pass, something subtle changes. Your circulatory system becomes a little less efficient. Your stress hormones like cortisol stay a little higher, a little longer. The communication between your brain and body grows a little fuzzier. It's not your fault. It's not weakness. It's biology. Science now shows that as we age, the sympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for fight or flight, tends to stay more active even when we're trying to rest. Meanwhile, the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and repair side, needs more encouragement to switch on. Think of it like an old car engine that used to start the second you turn the key. Now it needs a little warming up, a little extra care, a little time for the oil to move, the gears to loosen, the machine to hum again. Your body at 60, 70, 80 is no different. That's why small, deliberate acts before bedtime are so powerful. You're not forcing anything. You're inviting. You're reminding your body gently. It's safe now, you can let go. Modern studies have confirmed this. Research from Harvard Medical School found that simple, nightly breathing practices, like belly breathing, can lower cortisol levels by up to 31% within just 2 weeks. Lower cortisol means a calmer mind, steadier blood sugar levels, better immune function, and yes, deeper, more restorative sleep. The Mayo Clinic published findings showing that gentle self-massage before bed improves peripheral circulation, especially in the elderly, by encouraging blood flow to extremities and signaling the brain to initiate sleep processes naturally. Even touching specific points, like the soles of your feet, the small of your back, or the crown of your head, taps into networks of nerves that run directly into your heart, your lungs, your digestive system. It's like pressing quiet piano keys that send music rippling through your whole body. And it's not just about science. It's about what you already know deep down. Remember when you were a child and someone rubbed your back after a long day? Or when you rubbed your own aching foot after walking too far? Or when you instinctively placed a hand on your chest when you felt overwhelmed? You were doing it intuitively, triggering healing responses without even thinking. Or your body hasn't forgotten those ancient pathways. They're still there, waiting to be reawakened. The tragedy is that modern life has trained us to ignore them. We rush. We numb ourselves with screens and noise. We treat sleep like another chore, something to check off a list, instead of a sacred process our bodies crave to heal and restore. That's why the nightly rituals you're about to learn matter so much. because you're not adding another task. You're reviving a conversation that's been silent for too long. When you stroke your lower back in slow circles before bed, you're telling your kidneys, your adrenal glands, your spine, you are safe, you can relax. When you gently flutter your legs or massage the soles of your feet, you're waking up the sluggish blood pooling in your veins, sending it back toward your heart with gratitude and care. When you place a hand on your belly and breathe deeply, you're massaging your organs from the inside out, reminding your digestion, your lungs, your entire core that life is still moving, still flowing, still vibrant. These aren't tricks. They aren't gimmicks. They're the language your body still speaks. The language it's been waiting for you to remember. And the most beautiful part, it doesn't take hours. It doesn't take equipment. It doesn't take perfect health or youth or luck. It only takes your hands, your breath, your willingness to return. So tonight, as we begin exploring the 7 healing points on your body, I invite you to think of it not as one more thing to try, but as an act of deep remembrance. You are not broken. You are not past repair. You are still alive, richly, fully, wondrously alive. And your body is still ready to meet you halfway. All it's waiting for is your touch. Tonight, when you settle into bed, you will have a choice. You could lie there, waiting for sleep to find you. Or you could step gently into your own healing with small, simple gestures that ripple through your entire being. Let's explore how. One of the first gifts you can offer your body is a small glass of warm water, sipped slowly, about 15 minutes before bed. Not cold water from the fridge, not heavy herbal teas. Just clean warm water, a quiet offering to your heart and vessels. You see, as you sleep, your blood naturally thickens. Circulation slows. And for older adults, that thickening can quietly tip into danger, increasing the risk of clots, strokes, even silent heart attacks that come without warning. A small amount of warm water eases the burden on your heart. It keeps the river of life flowing more freely through your veins as you drift into sleep. It also soothes your digestion, helping your stomach relax and your brain let go. Imagine your body sighing in relief, grateful for the simple kindness you gave it. After your warm water, before you slide beneath the covers, sit quietly on the edge of your bed. Place your hands on the small of your back, that often forgotten bridge between your upper and lower body. With slow, circular motions, rub the muscles there. No need for force, no need for perfection. Just the warmth of your palms, the slow rhythm of circles drawn with care. Your lower back carries the weight of decades. It holds not just your spine, but your accumulated burdens, your silent fatigue. A few minutes of attention here melts the tightness, releases trapped blood, and signals your nervous system. It's safe to let go now. You'll notice as your lower back softens, the tension in your legs, your shoulders, even your breath will begin to loosen too, like a spider web relaxing under gentle rain. Now, lie back and place one hand lightly on your belly. Feel the rise and fall of your breath beneath your palm. Slowly, without rushing, inhale through your nose, letting your belly rise like a soft balloon. Hold that breath for a moment, savoring its warmth. Then exhale through your mouth slowly, letting your belly fall. This is not just breathing. This is medicine. Each deep breath massages your internal organs, nourishes your heart, and soothes your agitated nerves. Studies show that practicing deep belly breathing before bed significantly lowers stress hormones, improves heart rate variability, and prepares the brain for deeper, uninterrupted sleep. And there's something more subtle happening here. As your belly moves with your breath, your mind, busy with its endless lists and worries, finally has a place to rest. It's as if you're cradling yourself from the inside out. Once your breath finds its rhythm, turn your attention downward. Take a moment to reach for your feet. They have carried you for tens of thousands of miles over a lifetime, and yet they rarely receive the gratitude they deserve. Cup one foot in your hands. Rub slow circles into the sole, especially the center point, known in Eastern traditions as the Yangquan point, or bubbling spring. Massaging this point improves blood flow, warms the extremities, and helps dissipate the cold stagnation that can make sleep elusive and restless. Feel the warmth spread from your foot upward, softening your calves, easing your knees. Many who practice this nightly find that their feet no longer wake them with cramps or tingling. Instead, their whole body feels grounded, connected to the earth, ready to sink into rest. And while you're lying back, before sleep pulls you under, there's one more small act of kindness you can offer: a gentle fluttering of your legs. It may sound strange at first, but this simple motion, lifting your legs slightly and letting them flutter like soft butterfly wings, helps shake loose the stagnant blood pooling at your feet. It invigorates the microcirculation in your legs, warming them, lightening them, preparing them to truly relax. Especially for those who often feel heavy legs or cold feet at night, this tiny habit can feel like a miracle. It's not about force or speed. It's about playfulness, about shaking loose the day's burdens so they don't weigh you down through the night. And if you've struggled with bloating, gas, or sluggish digestion, there is a simple gesture for that too. Place your hands gently over your belly again. In slow, clockwise circles, massage the area around your navel, not digging, not pressing. Just encouraging, inviting your intestines to move, your stomach to release. Belly massage helps stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, eases constipation naturally, and calms the mind by nurturing the core of your body, the place where so much of your health begins and ends. Many elders who adopt this habit report not only better digestion, but deeper sleep and lighter mornings, free of the heaviness that used to greet them upon waking. Finally, as your body begins to sink into stillness, there is one last sacred place to touch: the crown of your head. Cup your fingertips gently on top of your scalp. Make slow, tender circles, as if anointing yourself for rest. The top of the head, rich in nerve endings and blood vessels, is like a control center for your body's rhythms. Massaging here soothes the vagus nerve, lowers blood pressure, and triggers a cascade of relaxation signals throughout the entire nervous system. It is said that touching the crown connects you to your higher self, and whether you believe that or not, you will certainly feel a deep peace descend, like a soft blanket drawn over your spirit. It is in these final, quiet moments, hand on your own head, breath soft and deep, body unwinding from its long day, that true healing begins. Not from outside, but from within. And all of it, the warm water, the breath, the touch, comes not from force, not from effort, but from one thing only: a decision to care for yourself. To trust the small, quiet ways your body still knows how to heal. Tonight, you are not just preparing to sleep. You are offering your body a nightly homecoming. A turn to safety, to wholeness, to peace. And when you wake tomorrow, you will not just be older. You will be renewed. Because true youth is not measured in years. It's measured in how deeply you allow yourself to heal. And healing, my friend, always begins with the smallest touch. Tonight, as you prepare for sleep, I want you to imagine something. Picture a tiny seed tucked into the crack of a stone wall. Not much space, surrounded by hardness, by obstacles, by years of weight pressing down. And yet, that seed begins to grow. A single sprout pushes upward, slowly, patiently, quietly. Its roots find water where no one believed it could exist. Its leaves reach for sunlight in places no one thought light could reach. In time, that tiny green shoot splits the stone itself, not with violence, not with force, but with quiet, steady life. Your healing is like that. It doesn't have to be loud. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't even have to be fast. It just has to begin. Tonight, if you massage your lower back for 2 minutes, if you flutter your legs before slipping beneath the covers, if you breathe deeply into your belly, feeling the warm rise and fall, you are planting seeds. Tiny acts of hope, tiny acts of life, tiny rebellions against the belief that aging must mean decline, that tiredness must mean defeat. Maybe tomorrow you will feel only a small shift, a little less tension in your legs, have a little easier time falling asleep, a morning that feels a little lighter. Maybe you won't notice anything at all, not at first. Seeds are like that too. They take their time. But trust this. Every act of kindness you offer your body now is heard. Every touch, every breath, every moment of slowing down and listening, they are heard in your blood, in your bones, in the deep intelligence of your heart and cells that still remember how to heal, if only given a chance. You do not need to fix everything overnight. You do not need to master every habit perfectly. You only need to begin with one small gesture of care, with one whisper to your body that says, I am still here. I still believe in you. Let's find our way home together. Aging is not a story of endings. It is a story of returning to the deepest truths of who you are. Strong, resilient, wiser than you know, and capable of blooming, even now, even here, even against all odds. So tonight, I invite you not to chase sleep, not to chase youth, but to return to yourself. With a warm glass of water, a slow, tender massage, state healing breaths. The journey back to vitality, to peace, to joy, it begins right here, right now, with you. Not tomorrow, not when not when you feel ready, but tonight, in this small sacred moment where your hands meet your body and your body finally says, welcome back, I've missed you. If something inside you stirred as you listened today, if even a small part of you thought, maybe I could try, then that is more than enough. Because real change never begins with force. It begins with a whisper. A soft, quiet yes. If tonight you remember just one thing, one touch, one breath, one moment of care, you will have already taken the first step back to yourself. And if this message spoke to you, if it reminded you that your body is still alive, still capable, still full of hidden strength, then I invite you to share that feeling. Not for me, not for numbers. Possible for yourself, for the part of you that is still choosing life, even in the smallest ways. You can leave a comment below, tell me which ritual you're most excited to try, or simply share how you're feeling right now. You can like this video if you feel it brought even a little more hope into your evening. You can subscribe if you want more reminders that your journey matters, that your days, your nights, your dreams still hold weight and wonder. But you don't have to. There is no pressure here. Only an open door. What matters most is that you walk away from this moment carrying something softer inside you. Something truer. Something that says, I am still growing. I am still worth caring for, still writing my story. Thank you for letting me be part of your journey tonight. It is an honor I do not take lightly. May your sleep be peaceful. May your heart be light. And may you wake tomorrow knowing, deeply, surely, that healing is always possible. I'll see you in the next video, where we will continue discovering the small, beautiful ways to reclaim your strength, your joy, and your life. Until then, be gentle with yourself. You are doing far better than you realize.